Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are excited to have you guys here today. Head into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from and what you do. Today, we're going to be talking about live cohorts and how to set them up and run them in AttractWell. We've got a lot to get into here today. If you are someone who signed up for a live work review today, I want to please request that you let us know in the Q&A. If you signed up for live help and you would like to work together today in the Q&A here live on Zoom, please let us know that you're here and we will be getting to you after we get through today's training. Again, welcome you guys. Excited to have you. We get together every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time and we explore different use cases with this all-in-one platform that serves your service or knowledge-based business. We are thrilled to have people from all over the world working with us and joining us here. So wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are warm, happy, keeping your New Year's resolutions. And of course, today we are going to get into how you can get started with some new offers for your business, namely a group offer, a cohort, a live program. So I'm going to pop out a video. We will come back and join you here just a bit from now after I get through today's content. So keep that chat going. It's great to see so many awesome people here today. And we so look forward to working with you as we move through this call. So today we're talking about cohort programs made easy. We're going to talk about delivering live experiences inside AttractWell. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of a view into a cohort that I am currently running and how it's set up on the back end. And so you can get the full picture of how this could work for you. So today we're going to talk about how we can turn that idea of maybe I'll do a group thing someday into something that you can start selling soon. We're going to talk about how organizing delivery works so that your clients always know what to do next. We'll talk about how you can keep your calls, replays, support, and reminders all in one place and how to set this up once and duplicate it for the next round. So, what I want to share with you here today is not just how you can, in the business you have right now, with the very likely, I think for a lot of us, one person on your team, which is you, that this is not only doable for you to do, but it's something that is doable for you to duplicate. And that simplicity is my promise to you here today. And of course, we will get into live help and Q&A on the call here as well. As you have questions, please feel free to pop those into the Q&A. We got the guy that built the software right here at the ready. So add those there and we will be thrilled to answer them for you. If you'd like to join us on a future live call and you're watching this as a replay, please do come join us. If you're considering AttractWell, you're currently using AttractWell, whatever that looks like, attractwell.com/office hours. That's where you can go to join these live calls. They are free to anyone who would like to attend them, and they are every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. If you'd like to work together live, as quite a few people have signed up for here today, and again, if you did sign up for this here today, please do head to the Q&A. Let me know that you're here so that I can make sure to call on you when that time comes. We'll be getting together after I get through today's training. Go to attractwell.com/work review. You can reserve your own spot on an upcoming call. And if this schedule doesn't work for you, there are other options to work together live with our team. Attractwell.com/live help is where you want to go. You'll be able to sit down with Pam, who is brilliant and well versed in the system as well as in things like copywriting and design. And she is able to help you on additional live help opportunity calls like this one. All right. So if you would like to just hand off your project, that's also an option. Attractwell.com/concierge is where you can go to learn more about our team, some of the work that they've done, and schedule a zero obligation call. All right. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room here. I think a lot of us have maybe put off the idea of running a group program, especially if you've been around for any length of time with a business on the internet. Once upon a time, it took 7 platforms and a hired team to run something like this. And I would expect you to expect that it would be something that you put off for later. But that is not something that has to be true anymore, right? So a lot of us delay cohorts because the setup sounds complex, or we think we need a big budget, or we need someone to set it up or run it for us. And while even maybe 8 years ago, this might have been true, that's not true anymore. What we've done is we have changed the game and we have made this possible for any size business with any size capacity and tech proficiency to be able to set this up in a simple and elegant way and run group programs that are so impactful for your people. Right. So today, our goal is a clean and repeatable workflow that you can build once and rerun whenever you need it. So the first step for a cohort is, of course, get clear on exactly what you're going to do in what order. So we're going to map out the curriculum. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is outline a simple sequence of lessons, steps, concepts, implementation actions, whatever this looks like, right? So your cohort is in service of the achievement of a goal, most likely. So break down the steps to achieve the goal. Let's make sure that we've got those squared away. My recommendation is to actually put this into a word processor, right? Or some kind of a notes app so that you've got this in one place. And the reason why is twofold. I'll get to those here shortly. This does pertain to some really unique and interesting features that we have in AttractWell. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is outline what it is that we are going to cover. We're going to, if we know that we have a call schedule that we are going to run, we're going to include that as well. And then, of course, another step that you might employ here is to go ahead and create a recurring Zoom meeting and add that link to the document as well. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you really quickly through those steps. First, I'm going to go into, actually, matter of fact, first, let me show you through this account here. I am going to ask it to outline my program. I am going to run my live program in February. And I've already told it in my AI settings what my program is. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and let it write it for me so that I have something to start with. So I'm going to start my live program in February. It's going to last 4 weeks. We're going to meet on Thursdays. So we're going to meet beginning Thursday, the 5th of February. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to run my live program in February with calls at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays starting February 5th, 2026. Write an outline for my program so all steps are clear and in order. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and let this write for me so I've got a starting point for you guys. What you're going to do in your case is to actually sit down and think about what you're going to write for your people. I'm doing this for the sake of time today, but if you are looking for ideas and you have actually gone through setting up your AI in AttractWell, which, by the way, if you want to know where to go to do that, you go right down here under my account settings and you click AI settings. And this is where you can actually train. So this is my core paid offer, the Vital Energy Reset program. A matter of fact, what I could actually do right here is just copy this and take it back because I have already gone through the work of outlining what is included in my program, including all of the things that they get, so that the benefits. But you can actually see that here. Here's my Vital Energy Reset. You can see I taught it about it here in my AI settings, and it is giving me a plan for it, which is pretty great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. And I'm actually in a screen that you can't see, which is a Pages document. You could use Microsoft Word if you're a PC user. I'm going to paste all of that information into my document that I'm going to be using here in just a bit. Okay, so that's my starting point. What I'm also going to do, because I have established my schedule and my outline, is I'm going to go into AttractWell and grab a Zoom meeting link. I'm going to create a new one. Under Zoom meetings, I'm going to go right here to schedule. This will be recurring, and this is the Vital Energy Reset calls. I will automatically start video for no one because that's how I prefer things. You can make some modifications here, but we're good to go where this is concerned. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get link here. I'm also going to pop that into my outline. Meeting link, and I'm pasting this Zoom link that I just created. All right, so that's our first step. Make sure that you've got clarity on everything that you're going to do in order. You've got that in an outline. Go ahead and add the call schedule that you are going to have for this program, and pop in a recurring Zoom meeting link that you can create in AttractWell, right? So I want you to save a version of this. So I'm going to actually call mine the name of my program, Vital Energy Reset Cohort. That's my title. And so I have this open on my screen. I also have a version of it saved that I'm going to be using in subsequent steps. Now, the next step is to create our member experience container, right? So we need to be able to bring everybody into a space together. Now, historically, this is something that would require you to use to hire a coder to build a custom WordPress member area, or to, have a Facebook group that's super clunky and difficult to manage and get people to engage in. A lot of other options that are not ideal. With AttractWell, you have a feature called Vaults that provides you a space to do all of the things that you want to do with a cohort. So what we're going to do is put our curriculum into one organized hub that our clients can access easily. And we'll keep our navigation here simple so that what's next is obvious every time they log in. And to do this, we're going to start with the AI class builder and AttractWell and use this to build this week's resource bundle and this week's resource bundle that I sent to you guys via email to build out additional pages. So we do have that link available in the blog post that's going to be going out later today. But basically, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's start with that outline that we just created. And let's come over here in AttractWell to the member area menu to classes. And I'm going to go right here to add with the class creator tool. This is an AI powered tool. And I am going to find my document that I just saved, that Pages document called Vital Energy Reset Cohort. I'm going to upload that here. And I am going to ask it to create the class outline following what is in that document. All right, so I need to go ahead and I'll just put this here. This is the Vital Energy Reset cohort. Let me see. It's got all of this information in here. I just want to double check my classes. So it's going to go into March. Perfect. All right. So let's just go ahead and create the class outline. This is going to take everything that is in that document that we created, and it's going to pull it together into a structure that will allow us to have organization for our people, right? So if I have videos, I put them in here. If I have downloads, they go in here. If it's just instructions and I'm telling them what they need to do, they will show up in here as well. Now, we're going to take a moment and let this do its thing. Let's come back over and see what our next steps are. Well, actually, no, we don't have to wait. There it is. All right. So we have, perfect. So we've got the modules, the lessons. Beautiful. It's organized just as I want it to be. I am going to go ahead to the next step. And again, you can see here that I've got the category or module. These are named clearly. They're well organized. They've got the information that I've got in my outline all here, right? So these are all a starting point for all of these lessons. If I want to go ahead and do this, I can include a discussion, or I can allow discussion and then include a conversation starter. I'm not going to do that now. We'll talk about the implications of this later. But what I am also going to do is allow it to create a new vault and add the class to it. And the name of the new vault will be the same as my cohort, which is Vital Energy Reset. So I'll hit create class and I'll let it do its thing. And now we have in AttractWell, we can actually go and view this together. You can see that this is all fully organized here. The content is obviously, it's not going to build the entire lesson for you. This does need to be you creating this at some point. But this does provide you a container from which to start. You don't have to go and create each of these things, but you can go in and make those modifications. And what's even better is that the bigger container that this class sits in, your vault, is also now made for you. And it's just a matter of going in and making modifications to it. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so once we've got that done, we want to add any other assets, instructions, etc., that drive action inside of our cohort. So here, this is where we go into those lessons and we add videos, downloads, prompts, etc., and any clear next steps for this process. And we'll attach files, of course, to the download section where they're necessary if we want folks to be interacting with things like worksheets and the like. And the goal at the end of the day, though, where all of this is concerned as you're designing this type of experience, is fewer questions and more follow through. So the more we can simplify the information we're sharing and the steps that we're prescribing, the better result they're going to get and the less overhead we'll have in terms of managing expectations and understanding, right? And so, what this essentially looks like in terms of what you build upon, coming back over here, is in our class, which you'll always be able to find if you go under the member area menu to classes. You find the name of it, which is for me going to be that vital energy reset, probably on the last page. There it is. I can then go open this up. And one by one in these, I can choose to maybe attach a video. Obviously, if you have your videos uploaded into AttractWell already, those will be there ready to go. If you have additional downloads to include, you can click and upload those here. If you want to allow discussion, you want to specify the prompt, you can do that here as well, right? So you're going to do that for each of the lessons that you have in the curriculum that you have now built. And the other steps that we need to do to complete our vault, which is the container for our cohort, is to actually create and publish the schedule and replays home base. So I have a resource bundle that was shared to you guys when we sent the email out to join our call here today, and it'll be in the blog as well. This resource bundle is going to let you create a dedicated page for things like call dates, your join link, replays, etc. And then you could also use this free service. I love using this to actually build out the schedule for my calls and create a file that can be clicked and downloaded into your calendar so that all of the calls in the cohort series can be added to the calendar. So let me go ahead and actually show you guys what to do with this resource bundle that we're sharing with you this week. This is one that we've shared before. There are 2 pages here that you can import into your account that are template pages that you can add to your vaults to improve the experience, right? So that you can do things like share the schedule, have a place for replays, etc., as well as an optional guide page to kind of lay out expectations and the like for your program. So we're going to claim these into your account. And what I'm going to do now is actually close because I don't need to edit them from where they are. What I need to do is to actually come over to my member area to vaults. And then I need to go find that vital energy reset vault that I just recently created with the class. Here it is. And so from here, I get to add content, right? So I'm going to copy page and I'm going to go find that schedule calls and replays. This is our vault content page here. I'm going to copy that in. And now I have a page to work from here where there are already prompts here for you to follow. You can link to that Zoom call. So for instance, the Zoom call that I have open right here, the meeting link to join, I have it in my document on my screen. So I can actually copy this and head in right here and change the link that is in this URL field so that now works for my Zoom call. I can put my schedule in here. I can, go in and swap these out with branded graphics for my cohort. I can go ahead and list out, here's what we're talking about on this date and time, etc. You could choose to keep these sections hidden if you don't want to have everything displayed at once, right? And if you do that, just go ahead and do them for all. And you can simply have the schedule displayed here, perhaps with the logo that you create for the cohort experience itself. Now, there is one more page that we could add here as well. Let me go ahead and just save this one here. So I'm going to call this schedule and replays. And I'll save it. And when I come back to my vault, it's now here. And I'm going to go ahead and add more content by copying a page. And this one is the Start Here Vault content page that you claimed from the bundle. And here you do have the option, and this is an optional page. You can accomplish what this page does in your Vault's settings, where you have your Vault set up to explain sort of what they can expect, etc. So I don't always use one of these, but this is a fine place to, especially if you have a more complex program or experience that you need to guide people through. This is fine. And then what you would do is maybe You would link to your discussion room here, to another page here, to another page here, etc. Right? So this does give you a starting point for those features. So I'm going to go ahead and call this start here. And I will save it. I already have one with that name. All right, there we go. Probably have several with this name. Let me just go ahead and like name it 9 or something. This is a demo account, so I've done this a lot. All right, perfect. So when I come back over here, I'm going to go ahead and save the vault and show you guys, if we go to view it, that we have our course here, right? It's got all of this information. We've got our schedule and replays page, and we've got a start here page as well. Now in this vault, as we're setting it up, we can drag these things around. So for instance, start here certainly makes sense that it belongs at the top. If you want to go under the branding menu here to about this vault, if you don't want to use a start here page, this is where I would go and add that information that we want to show when people log in so that they've got clarity on what's next. All right. So we want to make sure that we have everything that we need in here to more or less guide folks, give them reminders for what is what if they need to go back and read. And then, of course, we can make sure that our materials are there for them to reference. Now, the final piece of building the vault itself is to create the community space and set the pace for it. So what this means is in our vault, we're going to add a discussion room for questions, sharing wins, maybe sharing accountability. And you can also choose, and this is something you should be intentional about, how active you want to be, right? And because of the way that our vaults and discussion rooms are set up, you can actually pre-write and schedule the prompts that you send out. So you don't necessarily have to be doing the same thing every day if you would prefer not to, right? So this is something that you can batch. So coming back over here to AttractWell, if I come to our content field in our vault, so we've got our start here page, we've got our actual program class, we've got our schedule and replays page. I'm going to go ahead and add another piece of content here, which is a discussion room. So I'm going to click create room. Actually, I should probably save this page first. I'm going to save the vault because I moved things around and it wants me to save. So I'm going to click add content and create a room. And this is going to be a cohort chat. This is where you would put things like your guidelines for how to engage, things to share, schedules of how to share, etc. I'm just going to go ahead and create room for the sake of time here today. And when we come back to our vault and refresh this, you can see that we've got the start here, we've got a chat, we've got our modules, and then we've got our schedule and replays. So if I go over here to the chat and we go to write a post, scheduling is an option. So you can schedule your posts for the future. You can manage and view the scheduled posts that are here. You can view and message all contacts from here. This would send directly to their email. You can also set master notification settings for this before people join. They will have the same notification settings automatically that you set up. And of course, they can go in and modify these further for their own preferences. So that is the next thing that you set up there in the vault, just making sure that we have all the content in place. Now, the final piece of communications here is setting expectations and where clients will see them, right? So we want to make sure that our guidelines for our cohort and how we interact, the weekly rhythm is something that's visible inside of that vault, inside of the hub where you're running this. So you do have multiple places this could happen. Like I showed you before, under the branding settings in the vault, about this vault is where you can put something like that. It's seen immediately when people log in and access to the vault. It could also be reiterated on the schedule and replays page. It could be on the start here page. And of course, as we'll get into here shortly, it will be in the campaign that you are delivering to them as well that sends out message reminders on a consistent basis. So I do recommend using a guide page or the calls and replays template so that you do have these things very clearly spelled out inside of the vault so everyone knows what the schedule is and what the expectations are of them. And that clarity up front is really important. Always assume that people are not paying full attention and make sure that you've got plenty of points of reiteration. These things are showing up in email and they're in multiple places inside of the vault. We are almost to the end of this, actually. We're going to automate reminders for attendance and engagement. This is a really crucial piece of ensuring engagement. And this is where things become really powerful for you in ways that they aren't if you're trying to use platforms that don't actually have an all-in-one feature, right? So if you're trying to use Circle or other community-focused apps, those are great, but they don't allow you access to their inbox, right? They don't allow you the ability to go and send an app reminder because, we have an AttractWell app. You can actually get people to download the app. They can access your cohort from there, and you can send push notifications through it as well. So there's a lot that you are able to do to really tailor the experience to how you want to deliver it using this platform. All right. So the first thing that we want to think about is potentially, again, this is something you can accomplish with a discussion, but you could send off a weekly kickoff message, right, to keep momentum going. But at minimum, I would recommend sending a day before your calls and an hour before your calls reminder, right? Email if that's what you tend to do, text if that's what you tend to do, or a mix of both. But I want at minimum for you to create reminders that will go out one day before and 1 hour before you go live just to help ensure attendance. And to do this, we're going to build a date-based campaign so that the timing on this is automatic. And we're going to use the AI-powered campaign builder in AttractWell to draft the campaign from our outline and then edit it for tone. This used to be, in my view, the most time-consuming part of this process. No more. You can now come over here into AttractWell. And let me get over to the menu here. I'm going to go to campaigns. I'm going to go to create campaign creator tool. And this is the vital energy reset cohort. This campaign should send, let's see, the following messages. The first is a welcome email. The second is one email per week on Monday that kicks off the week. One email one day prior to each call in the schedule. And the fourth type of email, one email the day of each call sent 1 hour before the call. This email should include the Zoom link to join. All right, so the welcome email should reiterate schedule and scope. And this should reiterate schedule and scope for that week. All right, and this should be good to go. I'm going to let it decide for me. Let's see. I think this is a 6-week program. So if it's 6 weeks, then I am going to, let's see, that means I'm going to need 2 per week. So that's 12. And then another 7. So that's 19. I need 20. All right. So let's just go ahead and put in 15 and see what it does. All right, I'm going to create these campaign messages. I am going to upload that outline that we generated previously. There's our vital energy reset cohort. I'm going to upload that and let it start building for me. All right, so as this is doing its thing, and it might take a moment, let's come back over here to our slides and take a quick look at what else we need to do, right? So we do need to connect the point of purchase to access, right? So basically what needs to happen is when someone buys, they need access to this vault and they need the campaign applied to them, right? Those are the things that we need to do. So at checkout, we're going to grant access to the vault and apply that reminder campaign. And if what you're offering, if this cohort is something that is multi-payment, if it's recurring, like a membership, or if you have like a payment plan, we're going to use the vault checkout feature for this, okay? Because that handles multi-part payments. But if this is a one-time payment, which, by the way, if you are using Stripe and you go into your Stripe, you can enable things like Afterpay, Klarna, et cetera. If you want to be able to offer multi-part payments, but you don't want to worry about managing those, you can do that. And in which case you can use a page like a sales page in AttractWell or a store listing, or also Vault Checkout. Vault Checkout isn't just for recurring payments. It's just that recurring payments are only in the vault. And so we want to make sure that those are connected. Now, our campaign is done. So let's go take a quick look at it. And we can see here's our day 0. It is reiterating the schedule, which is great. This is also awesome. We've got this week. We've got the day before call. We've got an hour before call with the Zoom link. Fabulous. It's even creating text versions of this for us, which is really great. So I'm going to go ahead and let this create the campaign for me. So I'm going to click create. And then what I'm going to do is ensure that this being week 1, if I go over here to the date, I said I wanted to start this in February. This is when we have our first call. So this should be the when we send that first message out. So this week 1 message, that's the 2nd. So I'm going to send this on the 1st. So that means that this sends out on February 2nd. That's a Monday. Now, our calls are actually going to be on Thursday. That's the 4th. So that means that I do need to change the cadence slightly. So this is going to be on the 3rd. And then this is going to be day 3. This is going to be on day 4, right? And then the next message that needs to send, which is week 2, we're just going to be doing the math here, right? So we need to make sure this is going out on February 9th. And it is. And then this says February 12th. We need to make sure that that is actually the 11th. So we're going to change this to day 10 and this one to day 11 and so on, right? So you can see here that it's going to be just a quick matter of making a couple of modifications. We do want to make sure that with the timing for the hour before calls that we are making an adjustment there. If our calls are, I forgot what time I said that they were. Let me see. They are at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that means I want to send these at noon Central. So that's 1 p.m. Eastern, an hour before the call. So I would want to go through, change the time, might need to make a modification to the date. But do you see how quickly that happened? And on each of these emails, it actually has the correct Zoom link to join. It's telling them what to bring because all of that was in the outline that we provided. So cool. Now, really quickly, I don't have in this account, it is not set up to take payment, but it's pretty straightforward. At the vault level here, we click payment setup. We require a payment or subscription to access, and anyone with the link can access it. If you have a payment processor selected, it's going to provide you one or more of your Stripe accounts from the drop-down menu. You're able to set up a payment option for this. Your checkout page message is essentially you sharing the terms, the scope, etc., just all the information someone would need to purchase. And this becomes a super simple sales page option for you. Now, you could go a step further and maybe pop over to website pages. And you could, oops, not that. We could add a new page. And I'm going to create page from a picture or document. And here again, I am going to go and grab that outline. And I am going to tell it to create a sales page for this program. All right, there's no screenshot. And I am going to check that I own and have the right to use this content. Or there's no images there, so I don't need that. So we're going to let it read. We're going to let it do its work, and I'll come back over here and we'll talk about what it looks like to run your live cohort. Because once we have all of these pieces in place, we've got the container, we've got the communication, we've got the content. Now what you need to do is simply show up, run your calls, and engage inside of your group, right? So we're going to engage in the community, guide the week, run the live call. Schedule those posts in advance if you prefer, and start your Zoom meeting as it is scheduled, right? So you're just going to go into your AttractWell account. I'll show you exactly where to go to launch your Zoom calls. Previously, we did go through and create that recurring Zoom meeting link. So go back over here to Zoom meetings. And here it is right here. You can simply click Start Meeting. Now, Get Link is the one that we shared with attendees. Start Meeting is where you go. So you click that, it opens Zoom. You are going to want to record to the cloud. That will make your life so much easier. Now, once you are done with your recording, once you've completed that call, what you're going to do is wait a little bit, depending on how long it is. If it's, an hour long call, you're going to wait at least, I would say, about 20 minutes. But come back over here to my recordings at that point, and you'll be able to see something just like this. So you'll see the active speaker copy into my video library. You're going to see this right here. When you click this, the video then becomes available. So I'm going to actually copy this into my video library now. And then I can come over here to my video library and see that this video is now available for me to go and put into my replay page, right? So I can go then over to my vault. Let's go find that Vital Energy Reset vault. I'm going to go to my schedule and replace page. I'll go all the way down here to the session that I just held. I'm going to open up this section to edit it. I'll delete this graphic that's the placeholder. I'll go to video. I will grab the video. I'll click done. I'll click save. And then I will head over here and let them know the replay is live on our schedule and replays page. Look forward to seeing you all again next week, right? It's as simple as that. You open your Zoom, you run your Zoom, set it to record to the cloud, and in a click, you can move it over to AttractWell Video and embed it straight in to wherever you're sharing it, right? So that's a click to convert, and then it's in your video library and ready for you to use and post in your discussion when that replay is up. So how do we make this repeatable? Before we do that, let's go take a quick look and see what it came up with for our sales page. I'm actually really kind of interested to see here we go, import preview. Got it. Okay. Ooh, all right. Oh, I love the structure here. Ooh, this is good. All right. So I'm going to click save and finish here. And basically what we would need to do is go into this sales page, swap out some of these. So right here, it's giving us a recommended resolution size for an image. It's giving us all of the details. It's giving us the outline of everything included. And all you've got to do is go up here to your settings, to payments, and of course, your account should have a payment processor connected. If you've done so, you'll be able to check those options, price your program, start selling it. All right. So this is just such a cool thing to be able to set up and do. And it doesn't have to take forever to get it done. So this is repeatable, right? So if you wanted to run the same cohort again, you could do this very easily using the same assets, simply modifying what's in the campaign that you created, or just creating a new outline and having a campaign create from the outline. You saw how quickly that came together, right? So, but what you should know is that if you're offering a similar type of cohort with a similar structure, you can copy the vault and then just make changes to the vault. You can copy the campaign and make changes to the campaign, right? So those are really the primary things that are selling this, right? Or that are delivering this rather, are the vault and the campaign. The sales page you could even copy and have it actually import information with an outline like I just showed you for another program entirely. All right. So this, you guys, is just such a powerful way to be able to serve your people. And it is an exciting thing to be able to do and to not have to wait until some far off date to be able to do. So I want to show you really quickly an example of a cohort that we're running live right now. So here's the Business Igniter. Some of you guys might be a part of it. We've got this set up here in AttractWell. This is branded. I didn't go through the branding, but I'll show you where you can go to get all of the assets that you would need to create the visual elements for this that you want. So this is, how I told you could put the schedule and all that information in the vault info. That's what I did here. I don't use the start here page here, but I do have discussion. I've got our curriculum outline, our schedule and replays, and these are actually redirects. So I actually created pages inside of the vault that redirect elsewhere. You're probably not going to need to do that, but it's also something that you can do. So I'll just show you here real quickly the curriculum. And this is really important for you guys to know. You don't have to start your well, you don't have to wait until you have everything done to be able to start selling, right? To be able to start serving and selling. You wouldn't know whether or not there is any content at all inside of these weeks that don't unlock for a few more days. I mean, spoiler, there are. This is done, but I have absolutely run cohorts and live launches in the past where I am simply making sure that the next week's content is ready before the delayed access date that I apply. So this is an example of how you could run something like this. I am linking to like the schedule and replays page, which is here. I've got a link to join the live Zoom call. I use the same template that you guys just saw. I've got a replay here for the one that we just had. I've got a coming soon for the others. You can actually see this here in action. We also have an active discussion here. And by the way, when discussion is active, you can see all that recent activity right over here on the side. So in the discussion here, you can post, there's Peg. We've got comments, likes, we can tag each other. And of course, as I mentioned before, you can schedule, you can even poll your cohort if you found that necessary. And the setup for this is pretty straightforward. Let me show you where you can go to access all of the materials that you would need to put the finishing touches on your program and to plan it with more tools. If you go to your AttractWell Success Academy to online resources and courses, go right here to how to build your everything, how to build your signature program, private community, client dashboard, also cohort or course. If you click to open this up, it'll get you free access to this course that has planning tools, it has Canva templates, it has everything that you need to fill out and build out your cohort. All right. Okay, so I see that Dr. Melissa is here. If anyone else is here who signed up for a live work review, please in the Q&A, let me know. I am here. Say I am here and let me know so that I can bring you out and chat with you here on the call. I'm going to answer a couple quick questions before we move over into that. All right. Oh, Tammy, you are also here. Excellent. So Peggy says, do you have any best practices for setting up AI in AttractWell? I've been using Copilot and it's pretty good. I've been pretty lazy. So basically what I do, I use a separate paid AI, right? So a lot of the writing that I do is not through AttractWell unless it's in AttractWell, right? So like for pages, class creation, everything that you saw today, I would use AttractWell for. Right. But in a general sense, when I'm creating copy, when I am ideating and things like that, I'm using a paid AI. I use ChatGPT. So anything that you train your third-party AI with, put into your AI settings in AttractWell. And please do check out the training that we have done. I would come over here to, again, the Success Academy live training and replays. Go right here and type in AI settings. This will lead you to a video. But what I really want you to do is to go to this blog post because I actually have a downloadable starting point that you could use, like some examples that you could use to train your AI in AttractWell to do what you want it to do. All right. I am so excited for you. And wow, yeah, you're going to get even more snow than me on Monday, I suspect. Although I did hear that New York City is going to get like a foot potentially on Sunday, which is wild. In my entire time here, I've never seen that much. Tiers for a cohort. Yes, you can, TL. That is, the experience is going to be the same for everybody, but what a tier might look like is that at the point of purchase at that tier, you might apply a call package. Right, where they can book with you, or maybe a call package that multiple people can sign up for. That's just for that particular audience. All right, Diane. Let me go ahead and bring you out. I know you just said you have to drop off soon. Hello, how can we help you today?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's a little, it's related to this, but a little different in the way that we are creating an online course, but it's self-paced. So it's not going to be having the live sessions like you described. First of all, I wanted to understand, so I start to put the content in the vault. However, how do people actually purchase that? So,
Purchase the vault?
yeah.
Yeah. So is this going to be a membership or a one-off purchase?
It's going to be What do you mean? Membership or one off?
Yeah, do they pay once or do they pay many times or multiple times?
They can have the option to have a payment plan, but they can also pay once. So it's a
Okay.
whole program, but for a price. But I think in the price, the payment setting that we can allow them to pay throughout, a few months or something.
Yeah. So that what I would do in that instance is to set up the Vault checkout. So when in the Vault settings itself, there's a payments tab, enable payment for that Vault. And then the checkout page message is basically where you're going to share all of the details. So, all of the terms, the scope, et cetera, just the final pieces that someone needs to know before they purchase. You could also have a sales page on your website,
Mm-hmm.
but the buttons on that page would go to that Vault checkout page, right? So they would be going from,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and that
Can
way you can
you,
accommodate that. Mhm.
is there a way that you can bring my page out to see how, we can know how to set up that checkout page?
Yes. Let me see.
If you need
There,
my information, I'm
I
happy
have
to
it.
provide. Okay,
Yeah, what's the
thank you.
name of the page?
So the name of the page, it's in the vault. The vault is called Faithful to First.
Okay.
So that's the vault. I wanted to just like what you said, like make sure the workflow actually flows, right? And then we
Hmm.
can later fill in the information, whether it's terms and conditions and things like that. But I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure the structure is there.
Yeah, no, this is great because you've got a one-time
Uh-huh.
payment you're outlining, you've got a three-part one, and so long as
Right.
those are reflected here, so long as the one time, there it is, and the three parts, great. 399 for 3 months, 1999 one time, great.
So
Let's see it.
yeah.
All right, yeah, so this is what it would look like. Um,
Okay.
Everything that you put there. So there's our payment options. Great. Um, you've got your information here. You've got what's included, the
Mm.
investment, the decision. Yeah, no, this is fine. And as soon as they put their information in here, they'll move to it'll recycle this field right here, and it will provide the payment options.
So for example, on this page, I agree to the terms and conditions. How can I make sure people see the terms and conditions that
Mm,
I have?
yeah. So a couple of things. First, number one, I would consider putting them into this space here, into your checkout page message.
Mm.
This is going to be the best place for it to go. The other alternative would be to have like a custom footer for the vault, or actually, I think it's for the member area itself. Another might be that you have a TNC page that's on your website that applies to everything on your website, and
Oh,
you could link that in this here, maybe at the bottom, right? You might put,
so like a hyperlink, that the
correct.
overall.
Hmm.
Um, and then you said there's a way from the vault for your AI to generate a sales pitch.
Yes.
Can you point me where we can initiate that from
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. So website pages is where you're going to go. And
Mm-hmm.
what I showed today is if we go here to create a page from picture or document, this is what I would
Okay.
do. Well, actually, another option. Well, here, let's take a look
Mm-hmm.
at this. So I'm going to copy this and
Oh,
yeah, because you put all the information on here, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So we'll go create a page from another website. Um, All right. And this is going to be, you do not have to copy the design, only use the copy that is on this page to design a sales page for this offer. Okay, so we can see what it can do. I would highly recommend utilizing an outline, kind of like what I did. But we'll
Hmm.
see. This could actually get you pretty close to what you're looking for. Uh, but
Okay.
but then the call to action buttons on this page would need to point here to this page, right? So you're not going
So,
to set up payment on the sales page. You'll point them here, which will essentially be a checkout page for you.
so how did you get to this checkout page again?
Yeah, this
Is
is from your Vault setup. It's this one
okay.
here, right here.
Oh, view checkout page.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. and then they should be able to. And then if we have a sales page, then we will copy paste this page to be linked on the sales page.
Yes, your call to action links on the sales page are going to
Mm-hmm.
be here. So when they say, yes, I'm ready to buy, we send them here.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
once they buy, they will be going, how do
Straight
they
in. Yeah,
automatically
they go straight into
check?
the vault. Hmm.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
then
because
that will
they're
be the
creating their
each
login
week.
right here.
Mm, got it. That's their login.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
really curious to see what this does.
Yeah, me too. And I think, one of the major question I had is like the workflow, like how can people acknowledge the terms and conditions?
Mm-mm.
Is it connect to the payment? Like how's they going back to the vault after the payment and all that? So I want you to just double check. It sounds like
Yeah.
it's a working. We just need to make a decision to see if we actually will use the sales page or not.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, so I think this is kind of taking it quite literally. So when you're
Right.
copying, yeah, when you're using the copy from another page, it's more design focused than copy focused. So what I would do in lieu of that is to take everything that's here, maybe the structure of your program. I'm sure you have some kind of artifact that represents
Mm-hmm.
those things, and I would use that in the way that I shared today, where you're having a page create, or you're having the page builder create a new page from an outline or a document, and that will get you, I think, a
Be
little
better.
closer. Yeah, it'll get you closer to a better standard design of a sales page. Yeah.
Okay. And then on the campaign,
Hmm.
um, is there a way to automatically generate like what you just showed us earlier
Hmm.
from the vault as well?
Yeah, so not from the vault itself. I think that you would want to go in. I would copy this information into a document and kind of outline like this is what happens each week.
Okay.
It's easier to start from an outline and build everything from the same one. But you might want to go back and sort of reiterate an outline so that it's clear what's what. I would maybe take this information that you have,
Mm-hmm.
pop it into your favorite AI, and apply the schedule and work together to kind of get that final output together. But so long as you've got the Zoom link, you've got the scope, you've got the schedule as it pertains to the scope, and you tell it, these are I want Monday emails and then a Thursday or a Wednesday and a Thursday, et cetera, like I did today, then it would be able to build that campaign out for you. Not just the templates, but also including the actual copy that you would want them to receive.
Okay. So we need to do some homework at the back before populating the system.
Mm.
And then the scheduling will be can can be based on the date that they purchase, right? Again, it's a self-paced course. So what
Mm.
I mean is that like not everyone's getting the same content at the same time or same day. It's based on
Ah.
the date they purchase.
Right. So then what I would look at in your case, so looking at your
Yeah.
class, if they're going
Yeah.
to be after a certain number of days, so yeah, this is immediately, this is 7 days later, 14 days later, I would set up a campaign that mirrors this structure. Right. So they've got the email that they get on the first day. And then so you have a day 0 email, you have a day 7, a 14, a 21, 28, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have it mirror this, and you would have maybe a link to the vault itself to encourage them to go log in.
Okay. But that would be set up in the campaign, not
Yes.
in here. Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Yeah.
think it clears up so much questions that I have so far. Thank you, Ashley.
Good. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Dr. Melissa, let's bring you out. Hey, how can we help?
Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And this was the perfect day for me to do this because of the
Good.
cohort you're talking about. Let me preface this by saying I'm the least techie person you will ever meet, so be patient with me. I just rolled out a membership for adjunct professors, and I am looking to create a better user experience for them.
Okay.
Wondering if you could hop in there just really quickly, and I'll just kind of tell you what I'm a little bit concerned about. Mostly, well, if you can hop in there, let me
Yep,
just show.
absolutely. Yeah, give me just a second and I will do that. I love that that is who you're serving. That is so cool. Okay, here we go. All right. So
Okay. So it's the
faculty
faculty
lounge.
lounge.
Okay.
Okay, so my main concern is just the way that I've got it set up because I really do not know what I'm doing here. And I feel like if somebody can just tell me what I'm doing, then I will absolutely. So here you can see I have not fixed these photos yet. I will be doing that.
Okay.
Um, but my main thing is I've got these set up as like it's classes with lessons in them. I
Hmm.
just don't know if the setup is correct. I guess that's what I'm saying. And I would like to set up a resource page, and I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So, or maybe I do, and somebody just needs to tell me what I'm doing.
Okay. Um, do you have like what's the top level? Like what do you want them to do? How do you want this to be paced? This is a membership, I assume,
Yeah, it's
right?
a membership. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really just kind of what they need when they need it. And it's very dynamic. So I'll be adding things weekly. It shouldn't ever look the same week to week because things should be added. But I don't want to start adding things until I'm sure that I've set it up properly.
Understood. So I think that number one, I think that this is fine, but I don't love it here because it makes it, I don't know, it almost like draws the eye to the idea of canceling
Yeah.
in a way
Yeah.
that's so what I would say is I think you've got a solid case here for using a start here or a guide page like the one that I've provided with
Uh-huh.
the resources today. So I would recommend using one of those and I would shorten this welcome to here, right? And just have it be that. And then you can be telling them to get into the contents, right? Definitely, absolutely, please change these so
Yeah.
that they are clearer indicators of what's inside. And on the, in this sort of guide page, you can say, here's everything that's included. You can, on that same page, you can say manage your membership. Now, all you have to tell them to do is click my account, right? So they can go manage their subscription up
Okay.
here. They can click my account. So that's all you got to tell them to do. And then you give them some best practices on what to do. So head over to the this, right, where your class is for these types of resources. Head over to the that for other things, right? So I would create a guide page that helps them to navigate because it sounds like A, this is self-serve. B, it's probably not sequential, right? So that
Right.
means that we kind of need to make a map for them. So I would use a guide page to kind of provide a map for if you're looking for this, head here. If you're looking for that, head there. Call this guide page start here so that it's just dummy obvious that that's where they need to go first and that's where they can go back. Um, and um, and then definitely utilize images for these covers, but just make sure that they are about the title. It's clearly conveying what it is, so it's less confusing.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, so in here, access different types of resources and templates to assist you in your teaching journey. So we've got survival kit, resources, assessment, professional growth, toolkit. I mean, so long as you're keeping this organized and it's clear and easy for them to understand how each of these pieces benefit them, then I think a class is an ideal structure for this. Um, this is great too. The credos. I would consider folding this into a start page. Um, or let me see, being here, you agreed to uphold these. I would also reiterate these in smaller print on the discussion page because we are kind of guiding how we communicate here. Um, but yeah, I think that what you need is a class to organize your stuff, discussion room, of course, and a guide page that kind of explains if you are this, here's what you do. If you are that, here's what you do. If you need this, here's where you go, right? If you want to manage your account, etc. And then I would, again, I would just modify the images that you're using so that it's just a little bit clearer. And I would shave all of this down to something smaller so that what we're doing once they get here is just sending them straight into content.
Okay. So I don't need the inside the faculty lounge stuff, is what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because they're already in it.
Okay. I just don't want there to be a whole bunch of white space. That's what really concerns me about doing that. So if we remove all that, I'm assuming all of that other stuff at the bottom is going to just pop up and there's not going to be this huge white space.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
yeah, here, let me show you. Right, so this is a vault, and I mean, there's not a lot of white space here, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is kind of what you're looking for. Once people start discussing, you'll see stuff happening over here. You'll have, all of these look like you can't tell what's a class from what else is, aside from the fact that I'm naming them,
Yeah.
right? But a start here would be a really great thing to use, though, just because what you're using is sort of ad hoc. It's as they need it, whatever it is that that they need to get. They need to know where they can go find it.
Okay, so the other issue I was having is that I was in when I was trying to edit some of this stuff, I couldn't change the titles of the modules or the lessons. I would click on add content and then it would take me to a lesson that was already created. I was getting so frustrated. Poor Julie, she taught me off the ledge last week, but oh my gosh, she was fantastic.
Yeah. So look
So,
over here. This is your class. So if you want to change the name, so this is your content, right? We're at the vault. When you see vault here, the only things that go in a vault are a class, a page, or a discussion room, or some combination of those things. But if you're wanting to change names of modules, you're wanting to change names of lessons, you're going to need to go into the class. So when you click through, you see class here, right? And this is where you could say, I want to edit the module. I want to change the name of this, right? Or I want to edit the class name. The lesson name rather. I'm going to open it up. And so you can see here, if you don't want to call this Adjunct Survival Toolkit, you go edit module, change the name.
okay, I tried to do that and it wouldn't let me change the name. I don't know what was happening. So I went in to add content because I wanted to add content, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And I had it at the end of the class like that. And then when I said create lesson, it took me into a lesson that was already there. Like I don't know what happened. It was not doing what I wanted it to do.
It
So
could have been if you had this check to have it automatically write a title and description for you. It might have looked like something that you already did because AI put some stuff in there for you, perhaps. So what you might want to try is just maybe unchecking this, and then you can tell it where you want it to go. So which of these categories will this belong in? Does it just go at the end of the whole class? You can go to create lesson and it'll give you something blank. But if you
okay.
don't, and you click automatically write a lesson, I'm just going to not tell it to do anything, and it's just going to create a
Oh,
lesson for me. And it's going to look at the rest of the content in the class and guess.
okay.
So
That
that might
might
have
have
been
been
what
what
you were
happened.
saying.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because if you scroll down, it actually subcategoried a couple of the lessons. I'm like, no, no, no. I couldn't yeah, I just stopped because I was like, I don't want to mess this up any more than I've
Yeah,
already.
so you can absolutely go in if any of these lessons have a category or subcategory that you don't want.
See
You
that.
can yeah, so
Yeah.
like you can click edit module and you can remove no module subcategory. There you go. Right? Or if you want this to be under a different category entirely, you can update that. Or if
Okay.
you or if you want it uncategorized and you'll deal with it later, you can also so you can X those out if you don't want them.
Okay. I'll have to go in there and play with that again. That was just so entirely frustrating.
I
Okay.
understand.
Okay. And I didn't want to get rid of anything because I don't know if I'm actually getting rid of something that I shouldn't be. Anyway, okay, well, let me go in there and play with it some more, and I will certainly get with Pam if I need some additional assistance. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Let me see. Amy, are you here? I don't think I'm seeing you here. Maybe your question got answered. Sorry about that. All right. I also have um Tammy. Here we go. Hey, how can we help?
Hi, Ashley. Thank you
Hey,
guys for doing this, by the way.
of course.
Um, okay, so I have some odds and ends. They're not cohort related, but
Okay.
there's weird things that are happening as I'm trying to build the website. I'm just getting started with this. So, for one, the favicon doesn't show up in Safari, but Chrome and Firefox seem to be okay.
Okay.
That okay.
That's typically like a cache or cookies thing. What is so wait, you said it's not showing up in Chrome?
Safari.
Safari.
And
Okay.
I know Safari can be weird.
It reliably weird. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if it shows up in my Safari. Because that is what I tend to use. I'm the non-Chrome Mac user that let's see. Oh yeah, no, I see it. It's here.
You do? Okay.
I
So,
do.
okay,
Yeah.
I
So
will
I
clear my
that
history and see if
yeah,
that
that might
works.
be a history thing. Yeah, it's right there. You see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Cool.
Sweet. Good to know that's
Um,
working. All right. What
right?
else?
So, hey, that's not a problem. You fix that.
Yep.
Okay. I figured out, I'm using the Jenna theme, and I figured out how to get rid of the Jenna sign up form that was like way on the bottom of, say, the homepage. Okay. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
yeah.
Okay. I figured out I don't want it. And I don't know if this was in the footer or where this thing was. But anyway, I figured out how to get rid of it, except for the one button that basically signs people up. I
Okay.
can't seem to find it anywhere.
Which page is this in your account?
Way at the bottom of the homepage.
Okay, at the home page. Okay. So when you see a form enter itself all the way at the bottom of a home page like this, or any page in AttractWell, it's usually because of a lead form setting. So yeah, if we go all the way down, yeah, there it is. So what we want to do is go to the settings of the page under leads. This is going to be, you're offering a pop-up, correct? Like those other buttons or you're actually not offering a pop-up at all. The buttons you have on this homepage, these are going somewhere else, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So the issue that you're coming upon here is that we're telling it that we want a lead form on the page, but we don't have form in brackets anywhere on the page. And so it is just, kind of trying to cover us and give us that form somewhere on the page, right? So
Okay.
if we go and say, don't show, or I only want this to be in a pop-up, then it will only show up wherever you want it to show up. So if we save that and refresh here, it goes away.
Cool. Voila.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that was under on the page and then the lead
Yeah,
capture.
so that was
Okay,
it's
there it is.
leads.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not using a lead form at all, pop up or embedded on the page, you can just click don't show. But if you
Okay.
do have on the page selected and you don't have form in brackets on the page anywhere, it's going to insert it at the bottom of the page for you.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I can handle that because I will probably have a lead capture somewhere on here once I figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Just whenever you could always go back and modify that.
Okay. All right. And then okay. I was watching one of the videos on menus and pages and all of that earlier today. And it's my understanding, but I could easily be confused about this, that it's best to lay out the menu, then create the pages, and then basically link them to the pages. Is that correct? Or link the pages to the menu?
If your menu items, because in your menu you could send them anywhere, including to other websites, right? Facebook, wherever. If you're building a menu, you need to build it with what you have. So I would build the pages first and then plug
Pages
them
first,
into
yeah.
the menu. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could certainly like start with the menu that navigates the pages that you currently have, right? And add new pages to the menu as you get more pages, right?
Okay. Okay.
So that's fine. But
Okay.
no, if you build a menu without having pages to connect to, it's not going to be navigable. So
Okay.
I would set the pages up first.
Okay. Set pages up first. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might have asked that backwards. Okay. One last thing is the contact button that is part of the theme. It's on the
Uh-huh.
top right in the nav bar. Okay, that. How do I edit it?
Yeah, that is actually a part of your menu. So if we go, oops, not there. All right, so we're gonna go to, come on now, Safari. All right, website menu. So here, contact, that's the menu, and it's a button, right? So if you want this to be a different color, you can change the color. You could just make it a
Yeah.
link if you wanted to just be a link
Mm-hmm.
like that. So yeah, you can make those modifications here.
Okay, but what about the actual, because it pops up and it says like my name and stuff instead of the name
Oh,
of the website.
yeah, yeah. So you can have a different, like you could create a page on your website with a contact form. This built-in contact form is going to display contact information that's right here under my contact info.
Got it. Okay. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to adjust what shows up there, you can make those changes here, or you could just create a new page that just has a form on the page that just takes their information and, you know, says whatever you want to say, if you would prefer to not make public everything on this page the way that
Yeah.
it's displayed.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Great questions today. Let me see. I guess I lost Amy. All right. Suggestions for pricing a cohort is a question from Janine. For pricing a cohort, I would say, generally speaking, the way that you price anything is to really consider the cost of not achieving it, right? So what is it going to cost them to not get it solved? And then also what they may already be paying or spending to try to solve the problem. This is going to vary very widely based on the audience that you are directing this to, who this is for. Generally speaking, you're going to have an easier time selling anything that has a clear ROI. And the closer the closer to time or money that ROI looks, the easier it is to sell and the higher price point it can support. But so generally speaking, I would think about, you know, if you're offering weight loss, if you are offering weight loss to people who might be considering very expensive monthly subscriptions to GLP-1s, right? And you've got something that you think is a viable alternative, more sustainable, holistic alternative, then, you know, consider that there are people who are paying $300-400 a month for something like this, right? Could they, you know, do you offer some kind of spiritual, personal, professional transformation that they might be hiring therapists for? So think about what's already in their budget that they're trying to pay for and cover for this. Are they taking supplements? Are they buying books? Like that's where you're going to get a little closer to what that could look like. Generally speaking, I like to start at what I would really like to charge based on that information that I just shared. And then I will do a test run or a beta with a warm audience and offer a no-brainer price point. And then on exit, get some information from those people so that I can get a better idea as to what they would have been willing to pay upper and lower bounds for that offer. All right, Shirley says, ask this question in the chat, but then remember that questions are usually done here. That's right. There's a lot of people on today's call and I am not reading the chat because I can't. But Greg has been in the chat. So, all right, wondering how effective it would be to do your first course just using live videos with some written text instead of having to do all the videos ahead of time. So it'd save me time. You could use the live videos going forward for future iterations of the course. Hope that makes sense. Yes, yes. 100% you can do that. So Shirley, what I do is I build the course just like I showed you today how to create the container. And then I use gating features in the class. So you can choose whether things are available all at once. You can choose whether or not they are available after a certain number of days, like you saw in Diane's example. Like you saw in the example I showed of my cohort, they're only receiving one lesson per week, right? And as so far as they know, there could be no video, nothing. It could be blank inside of that lesson. But I have until when that thing opens to get that work done, get it published and get it in there, right? I highly recommend live launching what you do. And I talk about how to do this in the How to Build Your Course. It's free for you as an AttractWell community member. The videos are short. They're to the point. The tools are useful. I promise I'm not going to have you sitting through hours-long dissertations on things that don't matter to you. It's all actionable. So go through the How to Build Your course that is in the AttractWell Success Academy under online resources and courses. And it actually, I teach you how I do that because I have done that many times. And I fully believe that you should be doing that, especially if you haven't launched something before. You need to be able to get real feedback from people because the style that you're using might not resonate. You might need to make some adjustments. We are imperfect teachers, right? Even if you are a seasoned educator, like a formally trained educator, we are still imperfect for our audience in this setting. We need to make sure that we are meeting a lot of different types of styles. And most of us are not trained in that way. So live works. Highly recommend not going through and building every single thing you need before you start selling. Build the minimum viable amount and then start selling. All right. IPA October cohort. Hi, I don't know your name. Last week you asked for our recommendations about how to use the section instructions element in the web page builder if I have my content already written. Ashley suggested I ask AI for design suggestions. I did that, also customized it to AttractWell, cut and pasted each sections into the section changes, and you built and designed an entire website in 30 minutes. Hi, Randy. That's you. Okay, fantastic. That is so cool. Ah, that's amazing. 30 minutes, entire web page done. Congratulations, Randy. That is fantastic. I am so happy to hear that. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. Oh my goodness. I love that so much. I'm grabbing a screenshot of what you said. I'm so proud of you. That's so cool. Yeah. So, isn't that neat? Honestly, the more is more in terms of information that you can provide to AI to be able to build for you what you want, and you could ask for things like that, and you can get incredible results. So cool, so cool. Happy to hear that. All right, let me see if I've got anything else here in the Q&A. Thank you guys for sticking around, being incredible. We are, of course, in the Facebook group for the rest of the week. We are back here next Thursday. Kate, can you put the link to the page for the AttractWell cohort that started? We actually didn't. So we started last week. So we're already live on that, but the next time we run it, I hope that you will come and join us. Right now we are running the, oh, you've emailed about it? Yeah, if you, I don't have a link to go straight to that right now because like the payment link I've disabled, but could you shoot a message to our team? There is definitely still opportunity to catch up. We had our first live calls yesterday for both cohorts, but you could still catch up at this point. So just shoot a message, support@attractwell.com. Let them know that you would like to get started and which one of them you want to get started with. And I would happily welcome you to come and join us and catch up there. Okay, great. We launched the Business Igniter cohort and the Brand Systems Labs cohort yesterday. We sold those over the holiday season and into the very beginning of this month, and we just launched them live. If you are not a part of those or you want to join those, support@attractwell.com and just specifically tell them, you know, Ashley said I could join. Let them take your payment. The page, the sales page is not up, Kate. So if you could, let me see, the one I showed. So, oh, you're talking about the actual, okay, the cohort itself, the Business Igniter, the cohort example. Got you. Understood. Okay. So the Business Igniter cohort right here. Let's see if this will share for me. There we go. So yeah, we just started yesterday. The curriculum is here. This is a 6-week cohort. And there is still time to catch up. So if you would like to get started with this, we are more than happy to have you join us. Just shoot a message to the team and they can help you get started. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around. Really appreciate you. We'll be back here same time next week where we're going to be talking about sustainable lead generation that works for your business. Hope you'll join us. We'll be back then. Take care, everybody.